Look at all these chickens!
One glad morning, when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life are gone, I'll fly away. Like a bird from these prison walls I'll fly. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, I live by and by. I'll fly away. Love that good old-fashioned music, way back when. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy will never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, I live by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, I live by and by. I'll fly away. Let's go. Give me some heaven. When I die.
But since you came to life, you got to bring your name and glory. And we're living in darkness. Because you got that Holy Spirit dwelling inside your carcass. Your life's been changed up, be arranged up. You've been reborn and you.
The part of camp that really, I think God was speaking to me through was when we were at a church. We were taking a minute to pray with the people around us, and my group just happened to all pray for the language barrier because that was something we weren't really prepared for, I don't think, and it was pretty drastic. And after we prayed for that, the next song we sang was 10,000 Reasons. So they were singing in Romanian and we were singing in English. And even though there was that huge language barrier, we were still all able to worship the same God.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry.
One of my favorite memories from this trip has to be when we were in our last church in Bucharest, and we were asked to put each other in like small groups and pray. And it was me, Sophie, McKenna, and Joel, and we all individually felt frustration over the language barrier. And we all prayed over that and for God to just remove that and provide for us. And the first thing we did after that was worship. And our worship team got up there and started to play Bless the Lord, O My Soul. And all of a sudden it was being sung in 2 different languages, which was so cool to see, because God instantly provided for us. He showed us his power, and that he was going to take care of us and he was going to move in incredible ways. And that was just something that I will never forget.
Your melody is like a love letter, and I'm loving everything you do. Your skin feels just like a rose petal, the remedy that gets me through is when I sing. You're the song that I'm singing in my moment of weakness. When I sing, baby, it's just my way to tell you I need you. Sometimes it feels like you're a storm coming, and I ain't had no rain for weeks. I'm tired of being so far away from you. You know I need you here, not in my dreams.
But the thing that struck me the most is how they don't have the most important thing at all, which is the gospel. Like, most of them, or some of them had just like never heard of it before, and that is not what I was expecting.
Makes a sound. I'm gonna sing it out. When I sing, you're the song that I'm singing in my moment of weakness. When I sing, baby,
Through song and through sports and just a bunch of different ways, God completely broke that barrier, and we were able to connect immediately, in my opinion. And it was definitely just a trip to remember, and a piece of my heart is still there because my heart completely broke after leaving those kids, and I really don't want to go back, honestly.
the morning comes like an enemy soldier. I feel the weight across my shoulders. I feel the shadows getting colder. But that ain't you. This noose ain't getting any looser. I get so fearful about the future. I hear the shame of my accuser, but that ain't you. And I found strength, but it wasn't what I thought. And I found peace in the places I forgot. And I found riches in the things that I had bought. And I found out the day I lost myself was the day that I found God.
What a broken neck.
I get caught chasing my own illusions, and I get so lost in these confusions. I keep on looking for my own solutions, but that ain't you. That ain't you, no. And my enemies.
My favorite part of this year's trip to Romania was when we were hiking. It made me think of Psalm 46:10, which says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted over the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." And we saw the Lord reveal himself to us, our team, to the Roma, as we shared the gospel with them, as we did camp with them and shared the word with them. And then once we got to go hiking in the mountains in Romania, it was a physical picture for us of the Lord and the message of creation to Christ that we taught this week. And the Lord really is exalted in his creation, and he uses us to do that, and that's a really big privilege.
Trading punches with the heart of darkness, going to blows with your fear incarnate. You never know until it's stripped away. The part of you has gotta die to change. In the morning you gon' need an answer. Ain't nobody gonna change the standard. It's not enough to just feel the flame. You gotta burn your old self away. Hold on tight a little longer. What don't kill you make you stronger. Get back up, 'cause it's a whole love. You can't change without a fallout. It's gon' hurt, but don't slow down. Get back up, 'cause it's a whole love. You know the situation can't be right, and all you ever do is fight. But there's a reason that the road is long. It takes some time to make it courage strong. Hold on tight a little longer. What don't kill you make you stronger. Get back up, 'cause it's a whole love. You can't change without a fallout. It's gon' hurt, but don't slow down. Get back up, 'cause it's a whole love. When the wolves come and hunt me.
So this has been my first ever international mission trip, and it has been one of the most life-changing experiences that I've ever had. My favorite part of the 2 weeks just being in Romania was hiking up to the top of the mountains in Bușteni and seeing the cross that they had built as a World War I monument.
One of my favorite parts was at the actual English camp we taught. In my little small group, I was able to tell kids who had never been to church before who Jesus was, what he did for them, and the entire story from creation to Christ.
The moss grows on the north. Ben must have been here.
Jack Brown! Though I want your pants coverage.
Sweet water the witch's land.
Like a rat on my booty munda. Oh, ow.
Don't peek too early.
We're in Romania. And our driver's name is Johnny.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. When I see you hanging out with anyone, it's not unusual to see
beetles in this poop. Ben must have been here.
My favorite part of the Romania mission trip was everything.
I think one of my favorite parts of our trip was on one of the last days of camp.
This trip has greatly changed my life. It's been incredible to see the way that he moves and the way that he provides. One thing that just broke my heart is just to see all the prejudice that is put towards the Roma people and to see how hopeless they are. And so I'm so thankful that God has sent me here to show me that like everyone needs this hope and that it's my purpose to share it.
It wasn't until later that day when we were supposed to have one event that we planned, like a fun event, and we realized that we were all clicking, we were all bonding in the pool or in the lake and talking with the students and with us, and we realized that it wasn't the things that we did that mattered. It wasn't the things that we planned that made an impact, but it was the things that God did, things that we couldn't possibly see, things that we couldn't possibly do, but that God did through us, and God did through even the smallest of things that we just had to stop and recognize and give Him glory for.
I wasn't really expecting there to be so much interest in that. We only picked out a couple of songs, and it was very interesting to me to see how much the Romanians like to worship, especially the songs that they already knew, like 10,000 Reasons. That was a really cool experience. And just to hear everybody worshiping in different languages, that's just something that's really neat. I think that's probably the coolest thing I've ever experienced.
So, while we were in Romania at our camp, we got to really talk to this girl named Andrea, and she had grown up in an Orthodox Christian church, but she was saved, but she had a lot of questions, and so it was really interesting to be able to talk to her and be able to help her answer some really common questions that a lot of Christians have, and just watch her grow in her faith throughout the week and be able to then be motivated to share that faith with some of the younger girls that were there.
I enjoyed getting to know Lisa, our missionary, who has spent many years here in Romania, and getting to know her and hear her struggles and stories that she has.
And the last day of sharing my testimony and Aaron's testimony, we got to see 4 professions of faith. That was incredibly powerful to me, being part, or the final part of the harvest, and actually getting to see those professions.
Every day at the camp in Romania, we split into discussion groups and we got really tight throughout the week. At the last day, 4 guys in our group, Cosmine, Eddie, Victor, and Florine, came to know the Lord and made a profession of faith. And that was really cool and a moving moment. I've never seen that before.
And in camp, it was so just moving and amazing because a member of my small group came to Christ and made a profession, and just seeing that was such an amazing experience for me, and I'm never gonna forget that.
And another cool thing that we did on this trip was we hiked to the Holy Cross, and that was just an amazing experience, and I'll never forget this trip.
Perfect. My absolute favorite part of the trip was getting to play soccer every single day, it seems like. Even though I was sore and tired, it was awesome to see how much better everyone else in the world is at football than us. So,
if y'all could pray for me, as I feel that God is calling me to missions in the future.
Keep praying for those students that did hear the gospel, and for those that are going back to their villages after making a profession, that they would be properly discipled.
Give me your heart, give me your song, sing it with all your might. Come to the fountain and you can be satisfied. There is a peace, there is a love, you can get lost inside. Come to the fountain and Let me hear you testify into the wild canyons of you. Oh, there's a world to fall into. Weightless will dance like kids on the moon. Oh, I will give myself to you as soon as you start.
Never before have I trusted in God as much as I did on this mission trip, and that's a lot of the fact because it's the first time I've ever left the time zone, the first trip I've ever gone on like this, and also never before has God continuously reminded me that my trust is well placed in Him and He does not let down. The most memorable moment of God reminding me that He's got everything in His hands is when the first night we went to a church and played a worship set with Seth on the guitar, Lily on the vocals, I was playing the djembe, and we were playing 10,000 Reasons, and the church, the Romanian people in the church started singing in Romanian and we were singing in English. And God just used that as an opportunity to say, nothing will get in the way of me, not even language, and you just need to trust that I am in control and remember that as you go to the camp. And the challenge that I faced at the camp was having a week to spend with them and then you have to say goodbye. But
there is a peace, there is a love, you can get lost inside. Come to the fountain and let me hear you testify. Mist on the mountain, rising from the crowd. There's no denying beauty makes a sound. We can't escape it, there's no way